even on my PlayStation, I get gambling ads. Like there's an MGM ad that comes up if I'm just like about to go on surf the net or whatever on my console. It's asking me if I want to gamble. And I'm like, like, I can't get away from Connor
No, it's
McDavid's
there all
fucking
the time.
slimy face.
If and if I was inclined to do it, I'd be fucking doing it all the time, right? Like, because it just doesn't do anything for me, and I'm just not interested in it. So I'm lucky in that sense, but like it is, it's crazy too. Yeah, the gambling ads are everywhere. Like every YouTube video, every podcast now will start out with a pre-recorded like fucking sports betting app thing.
Yeah.
Like almost everyone. And what's funny about it is like, okay, fine, if you don't care about it and you just want, and it's on your podcast, but there's some podcasts I've listened to that are like talking about like how to fix a broken world, and then it's like, all right, quick break, and it's like gamble, like stop. You're not enlightened philosophers if your fucking message is bet 360 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Here's the next NVIDIA tip. But first, MGM Grand. Here's Bet 365.
Yeah, that's right. It's 365 because that's representative of how many days are in a year. So it's bet every fucking day of the year. That should be bet like
24/7,
40.
365.
Bet 40. Bet 40 days a year and take the rest off.
Yeah. Maximum 40 days a year you get a bet. Could you imagine the size of bets people would make? It would be crazy. Yeah. I bet you there's somebody listening. I'm going to put a bet on it right now that there's somebody listening to this, and they're doing ad research. These chuds will bet on anything. It's the Dumb and Dumber thing. You're never going to get me gambling. Oh, I bet you will.
I'm going to get you. I don't know how. Yeah, that's a great. Fucking that movie is so stupidly good. Like still, almost none of Jim Carrey's 90s comedies hold up to me, but that one 100% does.
It's so well. Jeff Daniels is a diamond in it too, and
yeah.
It's just so over the top, and they buy it. They buy in. That movie could have been so bad, so easily, so bad.
Yeah, one wrong casting choice, and you're fucking done. Like,
no doubt.
The one thing too with the gambling apps is the commercial. So we talk about Connor McDavid, but it's not just Connor McDavid. It is like every celebrity that they just pulled a dump truck of money up to their house and we're like, please legitimize this, right? Like, please, if you're in it, people trust us. Like when Matt Damon was fucking shilling Bitcoin right before it fucking crashed. Remember? It's like, that was like the legitimacy of Bitcoin. Like, hi, I'm Matt Damon. You feel like you know me, don't you? Because I've been in your living rooms for fucking 20 years. Now, what I want you to do, you've been hearing about Bitcoin, right? And how it's, it's your nephew. And whoa, what does he know? Well, your nephew's got whatever you know what I mean? Like, it's that shit. And that's what they're doing with these gambling ads. They're trying to just say like, hey,
Well, you get Jamie Foxx on there too. Like I get Matt Damon will reel me in. This is how old I am, is that I had an Intellivision when I grew up. Intellivision. It's like, it was like the paddle, the first video game, and had a little disc on the bottom.
I remember that thing. Yeah.
So my grandma would sit in a room and smoke, and gamble on this thing. And it was fake. There's no real money, but she could play blackjack and she would play it for hours, and there's no money involved. I can only imagine the endorphin hit she would have got if she was gambling her pension, like
actually gambling. Yeah.
Oh my God. So of course it's a problem. Of course it's a problem. It's got to be ripping homes apart.
Gambling is literally one of the worst addictions you can have. Like, other than like hard drugs, or like if you're a fucking not full-blown alcoholic, like not like a functional whatever, it gets a little soupy, like an actual devastating drunk. Yeah, okay, that's worse than, but it's on par. Gambling is like the fucking shit that they do. They're hiding money. They're taking mutual bank accounts and just draining them. They're leveraging, putting a second mortgage on a house without talking about like all this shit. And then you just find out like, oh my God, we're $350,000 in debt. And you've lost your job because all you do is care about whether or not the fucking Kraken are going to fucking outscore by 4 goals or whatever the fuck you bet on. Dude, no one needs to bet on the Kraken ever. Like, there's still like... I remember somebody said to me, "Is like, oh, it just makes, I just love fucking doing it because it makes the game more interesting." I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe the fucking Blue Jackets versus the Wild doesn't need to be interesting. Maybe it is as fucking boring as it is, and we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
move on.
Yeah, man. You can take a night off of sports too, by the way. Go enjoy
Yeah,
your wife, you know?
yeah.
How about the kids you had? Remember them? Yeah, all that. Like, it just on the instant, like I need gratification. I need even if it is a down hit or an up hit. It's just another one of these sort of endorphin spike things. And I can't really speak to it. If video games had money, like if I could make money inside of a video game, I wouldn't have a house, you know?
Yeah. Or you'd be filthy rich because you're the only person I know that plays video games the way you do, which is just like all the side missions first, completely obsessed with
Yeah,
doing all the side
yeah,
missions,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like you just, yeah. And then you go into the first fight, like just flah, flah, flah.
Yeah, yeah, sour. Yeah, yeah. That's how you do it.
Talking about housing and how from a perspective that I find interesting. I think, as you know, you wrote agree-ish on this one.
Well, okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll show. It's simple why I said agree-ish, but I agree with your statement.
Right, like housing should not be a commodity.
Yes,
Basically,
I agree with that.
it should be treated as infrastructure.
Yes,
Um.
if
So
we
yeah.
want to
So I
grow.
guess.
Yeah.
But what made you say agree-ish? Like you're
Well,
like, yeah, yeah.
well, yeah, because I agree with the idea that it should be infrastructure, but I also bought a house. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And I bought it because investing in the stock market right now is dangerous. You know, um,
yeah.
the housing market in this country is pretty solid. Everybody's credit is our banking is a really solid part of this country's infrastructure, and the housing is on top of that is not, like the US. It's bedrock. You're kind of looking at a solid way to put your money in a mattress, But I
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
as a comedian, I don't have a retirement plan. I don't have a pension. I don't have any of that. So when I put money into my house, it really is for me a slow, steady savings account, whether I want to look at it like that or not. Um,
No, and that's the thing. Like, I do think that houses should increase in value the way things increase in value. I just think it's like my sort of layout for it is more so, since we live in Canada, it's a cold place. Everybody, like, shelter is absolutely 100% necessary in this country.
yeah,
In most countries, of course, it is. But
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, it's a necessary thing. So we should do whatever we can to make sure people have places to live.
yes,
But that doesn't mean that your house can't, grow in value. It's that, like, the example that I have is when I moved into a condo back in 2019. We were renting, me and Danny. It was our first place together. And the guy who we went to a condo company, that's who was renting it out. And basically, they were just working for this guy who had bought like something like 10 or 12 units in the
yeah,
building we lived in.
yeah,
And that's all it is. That's him investing like the way you're investing, but like actually using it like a fucking slot machine,
yeah,
like where
yeah,
you like to pay out instead of just being like, hey, you can buy one house, then you can buy a second house, but you'll be a little more dinged on taxes. And then once you start getting into 3 and 4, you're just fucking getting taxed out of the ass to
yeah,
make it not worth it. Like,
yeah.
just now you can't buy up a bunch of shit that then artificially inflates the housing market and the renter market and fucks everybody over.
Right. I agree. And then I've had this conversation with people that own multiple properties within my family. And they are always talking about, well, that's what capital gains tax is for. And I go, but that's not how this works. You don't pay that until you sell the property in the end. And you're going to hang on to it until grim, bloody death. So don't act
Hmm.
like you're going to cash out right away and do the right thing. You're going to sit on this. So I get where you're at with that. And that's what I don't like. I think if you're going to own a place and rent it out, there needs to be better regulation on this market for that sort of thing,
Yeah.
because